Hey guys, what's up? This is James from Adrenaline. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. Had something come up with the fam. Anyway, I wanted to go over some new products that we're coming out with and some updates on some of the products you guys have been waiting on and some of general updates of what we're doing for all future generations. Any gun basically shipping after this last two Adrenaline Luxes we're shipping. Um, so the first thing I guess I'll talk about, sorry, is the SAS. I don't have a major update on that yet. So we've been working on that project since November of last year. That paint cast, that show is going to be big. It's pretty groundbreaking, I think, and it's something that we're real excited about. This one's a little precursor to that one. Got some cool stuff to talk about tonight, but definitely want to tune in on the SAS. Is groundbreaking. Um, the For tonight, we have about three or four things we want to talk about. One of them is on the regulators. So let me share my screen here. Give me one sec. I'm going to share my screen. All right, there we go. Okay. So let's start with so we have a bunch of regulators coming. Whenever we ordered all the regulators to be made, if someone ordered olive drab to go with their quick ship, we ordered extras. So because I had extras to make, so I have a bunch of regulators coming up on the site soon. We have about 100 being built now. Some of them we hope to make by World Cup to ship out or to bring with us. It's going to be close on that, but the bulk of them are in the works. The We have clear, we have almost all the quick ship colors that's going to be done, like red and all that. We have some golds we did. We have some, some bunch of extra Hellfire, Grizzly, things like that. One of the things I want to talk about is I'll be selling, I guess, my serial number one Baba Yaga because a few of the Signature Series athletes, instead of doing the pattern, we did a 24 karat gold version. And so these aren't going to be for sale on the marketplace, but a few of our Signature Series, actual athletes, the ones that have the gold back caps, some of them will be getting 24 karat gold regulators, but they're not really going to go for sale. Patrick Freeberg mentioned selling his two gold caps in the owners group this morning, and I said wait, because we had actually intended making him one because he's got, if you've seen his adrenaline collection, he's earned it. So he'll be the only non, I guess, athlete that'll have a real 24 karat gold. But this is not anodized. This is real 24K on it, just like the back cap. So, but we do have a couple other ones that are really cool. We have a chrome that's actual real chrome, and then we have a black chrome that is like you see like on a Mercedes or a Range Rover or something. The wheels, like it's black chrome. Those are going to be restricted to certain customers. I'll talk more about that in just a second. So go back to this for now. So that's the regulators. We'll have a bunch of those coming up. Should have the 24 karat gold ones at World Cup. So some of you don't know what probably Web3 is. That's what our title is today. Web3 products. Web3 is basically like the future of the internet. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But we're pretty up to date on a lot of this stuff. And so we've been developing a couple things. One I'm real excited about. It's a feature we're using for all future guns. And then the other one is where we came out with our own line of NFTs. And I'm going to show you. We actually worked with a no, let's bring it bigger. Let's bring it. That's good enough. All right. So we hired an artist who basically drafted or drew, whatever you say it, a bunch of NFTs for us. Two series. One is the design series, which is based on adrenaline designs we made in the past, and one is the Scully series, which is 20, I think, gun patterns. Here's the gun list. So the artist actually drew a character of Scully holding these guns: Regiment Vegas, Nikki T, Will Rocks, Unger, Stunna, Firestorm, Thanos, Hellfire, Mau Mau, Dust Black, Prism, Carnage, Baba Yaga, Fire, Joker, Grizzly, Galaxy, Full Sin, Nebula, the 300, and Mad Max. So, and in that line, he drew them, and then I styled them to be on the kind of inspiration of like that series. So, like this is a Will Rocks. You can see, he's actually holding the Will Rocks gun with like the gold background because that's the kind of the theme we chose for Will. But we'll go to the Scully series first. You can kind of filter here on the left. Um, so what do we got here? A lot of these aren't online yet, so a lot of them looks like they are. I'll skip forward. This is a Vegas. Obviously, it's got the Vegas gun. Maybe I'll skip forward. And there's all these different features that he drew. So like some of them he's holding like the 25th anniversary adrenaline mug. Some of them he's got, it's actually crazy. So you can see he's wearing like our under woods gear. This is the woods with goggles with the matching woods lens. But you can actually see he's got it's crazy, an NXL ring, championship ring. He's so there's a crazy amount of kind of paintball items, and I'm going to tell you more about what these are just for artwork. There's purposes for these, but you can see just bare bones. Here is an airball. This is a Hunger Games and a WW2. There's different variations, and some of these, if you're into NFTs, you know about traits. Some traits are really rare, and some of them aren't. So we'll talk more about that later. This is a Thanos. You can see it's actual, the Thanos gun. It's crazy the amount of detail he did. So basically, each gun matches the theme. So, like, let's say Baba Yaga. We're going to talk about one of these guns that come up, but so you get an idea like that. So that's kind of the Gunsmoke theme. Here's one with an XL Championship belt. Some pretty cool different designs. And he spent a lot of time on this. Grizzly. So anyway, I went over all the guns. They're online now. They'll actually be live and in stock here soon. But I want to talk to you guys first. A lot of you don't have any clue about what NFTs are. Some of you do. But a lot of times they're for artwork. Sometimes they're for investment. I'm not advertising to do it for investment, but like for instance, the third quarter of 2022, it was $3.4 billion in NFT sales, with some of them going crazy. CryptoPunks, 400,000, Bored Apes, 300,000. It's nuts. Ours aren't. I don't anticipate being like that. These go for 199. Don't buy them for the investment. I mean, you can, but they also include access. So we have token gating on our site now that gives you exclusive access to certain products that only come for NFTs. So you automatically get a kind of a welcome kit that's free that includes like T-shirt of your NFT and some other stuff right when you get it. And then you also get access to, for instance, the Scully series has access to the Black Chrome Adrenaline Reg, which is actually really it's Black Chrome. The Design series, which is more limited, there's only I think maybe 12 of these. It's designs we've done in the past, so I'll post a couple of these up. But like this is the Adrenaline Lux that didn't happen. It's a rejected sketch. We have about 7 of those. I'm hesitant to post them all up because next thing you know, other companies will just be using them. We have some X-rays, Adrenaline Lux and mechanical, Adrenaline Lux and electronic, Adrenaline regulator, some CAD renderings, early sketch, which is cool. This is a couple years old of the one we actually chose, and as we changed it around, the mid-rise that never happened. There's one in existence, a CAD rendering of our gun, things like that. There's not as many as these. These entitle you to the Chrome regs. Then later on, when we come out with certain, so let's say next gen, we make a Mad Max, we may say this version of the Mad Max is limited to NFT holders. So overall, it's a pretty cool thing. It's on the website, including the restricted categories, which is super advanced. We always said how proud we are of the way we do our website, but it says Connect Wallet. You'll basically connect your MetaMask wallet, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm gonna walk you through it if you ever check out with one, and you'll prove that you own it. And it'll say you haven't claimed your T-shirt, you want to buy a reg, that kind of thing. Once you pass screening, um, I've gotten one NFT. So this is my personal account. Here you see NFT dashboard now, and then here it says manage NFTs. So if you click on that, it'll just take you to. I just got a random one in mine. It's a Regiment Woods based, and then it says I've claimed. Um, so this is it's. I'm going to talk a lot about Verisart here in a second. But we worked in conjunction with Verisart on these, so they're not just random NFT artwork. They're certified on the blockchain. You can view them on OpenSea. You can view them on Polygon. You can view them on the Verisart on your dashboard. This is what we're actually live on OpenSea now with our collections. So if you know about that, you can check them out there. But most of them are not going to be minted until they're checked out. So you're not going to see a ton of stuff in the series. So that's the bulk of it. If you know what I'm talking about with NFTs, it's a cool thing. The value will way go over what we're putting into it, because you're going to get product, you're going to get access to products. In fact, the last Adrenaline Lux that came off the production line, which is serial number 450. Let me make this big. Here we go. Is the Hades, which is, as you can see, it's 450. I don't know if it comes out on the screen. This is going to be a token gated. It's going to go live early next week, probably on Tuesday, and it'll be token gated. So if there's 15 NFT holders, then you got a 1 in 15 chance. I have let's bring this up. Here's just some random photos of it. Oop, let's go back here. But you can see it. I'll have this online so you can see it better. It turned out really sweet. It's called Hades. It's kind of the brother to the Neptune, which we did. But anyway, it is serial number 450. It's the last one, and it is done. So that'll go live, I think, on Tuesday to the NFT holders. Okay, so let's talk about what the other thing we're doing with Verisart, and this is what's cool. This is something I think we've changed the way maybe people do it. The way we're going to do it from now on is that we've worked with them to do our certificates of authenticity on the blockchain. And that sounds confusing, but basically I'll try to walk you through it. But when you purchase a future adrenaline gun, so this is an Adrenaline Lux. Let's just make a full screen. You don't need to see me. Let's get rid of this. Okay. This is something I purchased for mine. This is my personal Baba Yaga, and I just added to the cart. You can see now it says Verisart certificate of authenticity included. If you scroll down, it now talks about that. How do you do it? How do you claim your certificate? About the QR seal and the code and how you manage it. But I'm going to show you kind of, I purchased this one. I want to show you what it looks like, because basically this ends legit checks. 15, 20% of posts on Paintball Talk Buy Sell Trade are like legit checks on people. That's a time of the past now, because we've implemented this system with Verisart, which is like they just went live with Johnny Depp's new stuff. These guys are huge. So you'll get an email. It says here's your order. The other one will say, hey, confirm ownership of XYZ. You bought this Lux. So when the gun is purchased, the first thing you'll do is you'll get your initial certificate. And this isn't like a certificate of authenticity where someone prints it out and signs it. This is on the blockchain. It's on the Bitcoin blockchain. It is from this company, again, that is crazy advanced in the way they do things. So it's going to have details about it. It's going to say, who manufactured it. It's Adrenaline Paintball, when it was manufactured. If you go to detail, let's see, I'm sorry, where is it at? Oh, here we go, down here. Full details. It was originally from Proctorville. It's in Proctorville. So that if it's sold, it'll say now it's in Chicago. Serial number is 10, Baba Yaga number 1. So if you have a quick ship, it gets re-anodized. At least you'll know what your serial number is. Or if you're trying to buy a quick ship or a re-anodized gun, you want to know if it's a quick ship. In the future, I'll tell you how it works. You'll know this actually was supposed to be a red and black quick ship, and it's serial number 40. It's not supposed to be a nebula. It's been reanodized. And the way you do that is, so you get the certificate right when we ship it, it's going to go to your Verisart account, which is free. You can make just a general certificate of authenticity. It'll say download, which is what I've done, and this is the certificate. But this is not where it's at. So also on the gun box, so you get certificate when you check out on the. Let me go back to me real quick. I'll show you what we're talking about. This is my gun case. And the future ones will actually have a more of a dedicated place for it. There's a little QR code there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll show you a zoomed in one. We built these in conjunction with Verisart. It's upside down. So you can see certified Verisart's with like a holographic or whatever. It's got our logo, and then AD, which is for adrenaline, and then a bunch of numbers. When we ship a gun, we will stamp it with the certificate, or I'm sorry, the QR code and the seal before we ship it. When you get the gun, you actually scan it on your phone. It'll say, "Hey, this belongs to whoever, Lee Kernan. Are you Lee Kernan? If so, scan it into your Verisart account, and then it binds that QR code with the certificate of authenticity forever. So if someone were to steal the gun in shipment, they would have the gun and a QR code, but no certificate. So it would never bind, and it would show it's not valid. It'd show it's stolen. If someone got the certificate but not the QR code, or vice versa, it wouldn't match up. So here we have what's called a physical link, and it's going to show my serial number. Actually, is what I showed you. It's AD0001, and it was linked by me. So when you go to sell it, you can transfer, which is over here. I want to transfer. I sold it to Randy Kernan, and I type in, his information, his phone number and stuff. He'll get the certificate, and then he'll get the gun. He can match up the QR code. If you buy it from someone and they don't do it, then Verisart has a way to say, "Hey, I paid for this. He hasn't transferred it to me, and he hasn't come through." And they will get involved and say, "Hey, he's got this. Why haven't you done it?" So basically, it's a way to always track who owns our gun. We're not really doing our little spreadsheet anymore. This is on the blockchain. It's on the Bitcoin blockchain. So if you are at the field, you can actually scan the QR code on this or with a phone, and it'll bring up immediately on the blockchain and on Verisart who owns the gun. So if you think, "Hey, this gun may be stolen," you could actually scan on your phone. It'll say this gun belongs to James Grayley in Proctorville, Ohio. It should be serial number 1, so on and so forth. So only the first time you scan it, it'll say add it to your account and bind it with a certificate. After that, it'll show all the details on the blockchain. So someone said, "Is that going to be available to existing markers?" I don't think so. I mean, we got a ton of QR codes. There's a big partnership with us. They've never done anything like this in the paintball industry, obviously, and they're in the art world. Really, they do, they verify Picassos and things like that. But we wanted to do this because I'm so tired of seeing legit checks on so and so. So now, how would it work? You say, "Well, how do you do away with those?" Well, you say, "Hey, Will Arroyo, I own this Will Rocks serial number 1. We'll prove it." Well, if they show you the picture of the QR code, you can actually scan it yourself from your, bring it up on your computer and scan it. It'll take you right to it, that it belongs to Will Arroyo in Long Island, New York, and it's serial number blah blah. We sold it on such and such date, so you know how old. All kinds of information, and then you can pull up the certificate of authenticity and see it. And the certificate and the QR code, if they're matched right, will elevate, and it's described on our website from a standard certificate. Once you elevate it, it becomes COA plus, and we talk about this here a little bit. But that's their highest level that they offer, which means basically take it to the bank. This dude has this gun. And could he create, take a picture and maybe not, or just not ship it? That's possible. I suppose you could just not ship it. But if that happens, then you can contact Verisart and say, "Hey, here's my proof. I paid him with PayPal or whatever, credit card. He didn't ship it." And then they'll get involved and say, "Hey, why should we not transfer this certificate and QR code over to John Doe?" It's a pretty cool thing. We're excited about it. Like I said, you can on the certificate, you can actually go to see it on the blockchain, on the Bitcoin blockchain. So you don't have to actually see the certificate. You can just go on the blockchain and look at it, and that's over here under the details. But you can, so it's public. It's not like a private it's not the private. If you know anything about the blockchain, it's not private. It's available for everyone to see. So it's something that can be spot checked at any given time. So you're not going to be defrauded because they're not going to have the QR code and they're not going to have the certificate in their name. If they make a fake account in the name of the certificate, they still aren't going to have the QR code. And if you scanned it, it would show that this belongs to Richard Jones. So um, that's kind of how the that works. Every future gun of ours is going to have this. On our cases, we'll probably have like a little circle on probably like somewhere on the artwork tab or something, and it's over there. Uh, and it'll have a frowny face or something, and then you put the sticker over, and it's going to cover it up and have a border around it, so you'll know and you can verify it. And then it'll have the history. It'll say, "Oh, there's been," if some guy says, "I bought this new," you'll know it's on the blockchain. It's been sold 4 times and raffled once. So um, I know this sounds complicated, especially if you're not even familiar remotely with Web3 and blockchain and all that stuff. But just know that we've went through a lot of hoops to get this going with them, and we're excited with this partnership. And it's going to be a way to verify stuff even without people's involvement. So you could go in and spot check it without them even, you know, uh, providing you proof. So it's kind of a cool thing. It's the way we're going to do it from now on, and we're excited. And we actually have a lot of expense and just the stupid holographic QR codes, but just getting it up and running and the blockchain integration, which is built into our site. The way the process works and how you can claim it. You can view on Verisart all the adrenaline guns you own, including if you own NFTs, because it's the same company. So they're doing the NFT dashboard, but they're also running the certificates, which is two kind of separate departments of the company. But so we're excited about what we've done with that. If it were to get lost in shipment again, the guy that stole it would never be able to resell it because he's not going to have everything match up. He's not going to have the both elements, which makes the CFOA plus or COA plus. I said CFOA. Um, and you can print out the certificate anytime if you want to print it on fancy paper and throw it in there. It's got the company name. It's got like a digital version of my signature on it. But it's got your QR code. Actually, I think that just takes you to the Verisart history on the blockchain. But and this will have a little more. I just threw this together. I have a little more about it here. I just did this for demonstration purposes. So I plan to have a big release probably after Cup of a bunch of stuff on the SAS, which we're real excited about. But I just wanted to show, we've been working with this artist, which he did a really great job on the art, but those were actually more of a utility NFT like Coca-Cola did and the Robert Mondavi one, or however you say it, where you get things with it. And you're going to be getting access to stuff, including the black chrome and the chrome regs right off the bat, some things like that. And the token gating, which is what's the restricted products section, that's live now. And it looks pretty cool. We're excited about all the new developments with using the blockchain, especially the certificates of authenticity. I don't think we're going to be able to do it to the current lineup just because of the way we integrate it with them. And I'd have to have the gun back. I'm not going to ship seals around. That's part of the thing. And these type of seals, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a license plate kind of seal. So when you peel it, it says like void and all that jazz. So it's not something that I can just be mailing around and let people put on things. So I think the answer is unfortunately going to be no on that. But all future ones will have it. We will probably have a next generation gun out late next year. So we've already had our meeting. I always talk about the process, the adrenaline process. We had our meeting. It's been probably a couple months now. We usually say we do at least a year to market. It's probably been about 2 months. We had 20 plus ideas like we usually do that we whiteboarded. Most of those ideas so far have not been scratched off yet. We're excited about some of them. The Lux was the first time for us in the platform. Usually, if we make a new Lux, which I don't know if we will or not, I'm not saying what it is, but it won't be for at least another year or so. But if we did decide to also do a Lux platform, it would be our second version of that. And in the past, the second version of an adrenaline gun is way improved. I think like the adrenaline LCD over the LED, because we by then had played with the Angel so much and learned a list of problems, like, and I'm not saying the Lux has problems, but in any platform we do, we usually make a list like, hey, we should change this, we should change this, we should change this. And we've done that for that platform. So if we ever move another one of those, we have a big long list of things that we would change. Um, so, but we won't have anything for, I would say, uh, likely at least a year from now. I mean, we're pretty far into development R&D, and we're flying along with that. But it just takes a long time. And some of these ideas are pretty radical. Um, the SAS stuff is cool. We've been working on that since late last year, November of last year, and that's just like this, certificate thing is something no one's done before. This is something that no one has done before. I promise you. And I feel like so we've changed the bolt. There's some videos of how great our bolt is versus feet per second. The elements of a gun. You know, um, we've hit some of these elements. We haven't made a hopper, for instance, and that's not what this is. But we're hitting another element that's real important in the process. We've got the best rig, I think, on the planet with the Power Puck and the TKO. We've got, I think, the best core. We're already running from at 95 psi. We've been at 95, 90 to 100 for a year and a half. So I'm excited about that, and we've improved it and tweaked something that you're going to see soon, and I'm excited about that. I don't hype things like our swab or our squeegees if they're not groundbreaking. So we make a video of coming soon. We're proud of. It's something we're proud of. It's something we're excited about. You can tell, there's been some setbacks. We got the prototypes in. Everything was great. Ran production. Got a small pre-production run in. Everything was great. Ran for us mass production, and we had some issues. And so luckily, with adrenaline, as you know, we don't care much as about money and profit as of ego and being the best and being particular. And so we had to send some things back and start over on some items. So, but we got your back on that, so we're going to be particular. It's going to be ready when it's ready, but I think that is going to be very soon now. Hopefully, a few weeks out at the most. Hopefully, and that'll be a big release. If you're going to tune into anyone, tune into that because it's something you're going to have to watch to appreciate because it's high on science and R&D and low on just. I get it off the bat. Some of you may just trust us on it. Some of you are gonna think, hey, I don't believe adrenaline. There's just BS. I'm not going to buy it. But the rest of you probably want to watch it to understand what's going on with what we've done. So anyway, I will start putting the NFTs live. There's some of them that aren't on the site yet. So again, if you see, the list of the guns, basically it's really our popular ones, so all the signature series, Dust Black, and the really ones that are popular, and they're themed again with it, with some, I think, some smart theming. So like Prism has a Prism background and things like that. There's the list of the guns again. So if you have, for instance, a Carnage or a Firestorm and you're interested in checking it out, if it's not on there yet, it'll be on soon and then it'll go live. And then when it does, you'll immediately have access right away to the token gated stuff like the Black Chrome regs and things like that. I should also tell you that the Black Chrome regs were created the same time we did the Black Chrome and the Chrome were created the same time we did the Prism regs. So we had a little setback with that, in that it's not on our end, but on Jeff from Powerhouse went to assemble the first few prisms. It took him like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, and it was horrible. And so we have the Black Chrome, the 24 karat gold, which you saw, and the Prism. So we couldn't make him do that, 4 or 5 hours a piece. So we had to manufacture masking for some of the threads so that they put a little thin coat on, mask it, and then do the final coat so that he can build it like a regular reg. That has tested out, and we're going to be good to go on that. So if you're waiting on a Prism reg, it should be pretty soon. If you're wanting to get a Black Chrome or Chrome, same thing. We're flying through that stuff now. All the custom anodized stuff, again, we have 100 and being built. They are leaving, I believe, Saturday and Monday at Powerhouse, and they're just shipping whatever they can get out to me on Monday when the guys leave. I will have the reason I have the picture of the 24 karat gold instead of the actual units here to show you is I overnighted them to them, and they're gonna I'll have those at World Cup. So come check them out if you see us around. They're just pretty. I mean, they're just real pretty. Um, so anyway, the all the plated stuff and everything will be ready very soon, I hope, and the token gated ones will be live as soon as you purchase the NFT. That's basically it for now. I have a big show coming up soon on the SAS stuff. I'll look at some comments here and just it's Friday night. I got not much else going on, so see if anybody else. And if you have any general questions, like, hey, you can't ask where my gun is because besides this besides this Hades, and then one that we're getting in. It's real special from Tyler Aesthetic, which is autism based. It's a puzzle, and he's been working on it for I feel like a year. But who am I to talk about that, right? That's what we do. That's the last one we'll be shipping, and it's supposedly on the way to DLX now. So we're excited to get that one. I've seen it, and it's probably the most complicated one we've ever done. This autism puzzle one. So looking at some of these, so somebody asked about the last two Luxes. That's the last two. The Hades. So the Neptune we already sold to the subscribers. That was a exclusive release to the subscribers. And Hades is going to be just an introductory exclusive release to NFTs. So again, I don't know how popular these things will be. You know, they've last year was 22 billion in sales, and now it's like 12 billion in sales. But if there's 10 of them, then you have a 1 in 10 chance of buying this Hades, and it's awesome. It's hard to show it on the screen, but I'll post some pictures up. But it's just it's a good one, and it's 450, so it's the last. We ran 450, and it's the last serial number, so that's turned out pretty cool. And the 450 gun on the website, it will be on there maybe tonight, but it will be token gated. So again, that's going to be exclusive, and it'll also go. It won't just be the first dude that gets it. It's going to have a release time like we've done some of our stuff in the past. So it'll say, I think I'm going to do Tuesday evening probably. I fly out Wednesday for Cup, so I'll probably do it Tuesday evening. That way I can ship it and get it out the door before I go. And then if the buyer is actually going to be at Cup, I'll just bring it with me. So let's talk about some patterns I did. I ran a bunch of extra reg. Let me get this banner. I ran a bunch of regs at Carnage, Hellfire, Nebula, Full Send, Clear, Silver, Gold, anodized gold. So you will have a chance to buy anodized gold. It's not going to look like the 24 karat ones, but I did make some of those. Tons and tons and tons of colors, and most of them are stuff that people ordered one of. So like an olive drab. Well, we had one of those ordered, so I ordered like 3 or 4 more because we shipped a lot of olive drab. And then we have a lot of silver guns, like the purple silver. And then the silver black quick ships, and then silver just shows the milling really well. I think the gold will show it. We have a blood red that we're coming out with that matches the quick ship. Something else we're doing that is pretty cool. I think this is the first time to talk about this. Is that so Chris Rangel from Bunker Fest has ordered. I think he would know better than me. I think 16 adrenaline regs in red, standard red, and that's kind of like the color for Bunker Fest. And at each event next year at Bunker Fest, if you're attending, the winning team, I think it's the winning team, is going to pick amongst the players on that team. They're going to vote for an MVP. And so the MVP on that team, whoever that is, the refs don't choose, the players are going to choose, will get certain things. One of those things at each event next year is an adrenaline regulator standard length in red that we custom did. And it's kind of the Bunkerfest logo. So it's pretty cool for what he's doing. And I've got his in the works. Those will be done and just be waiting on you for Bunkerfest. They're in this batch, I think, of like 100 or so. Let's see here. Oh, this is a good question. So the last 2 Luxes, will they get a certificate? The Yes, why not, right? So definitely, because they're here and I can control this. So definitely the Hades. I was going to do that anyway because it's part of the NFT Web3 kind of field because I'm doing it exclusive to that. So and then I don't see why I can't do the autism one. So I'll probably do it that way. Um, those are the last two to ship. Um, here's an NFT guy saying uh, Jeff NFTs. So there you go. So the real good place to buy and sell NFTs on OpenSea. There's other already paintball NFTs. I know Hermesis has done one. I know so one of the photographers has a pretty cool few of those. I can't think of, but I've seen them. He's got some, but and I'm not saying these are better, but I hired, a graphic artist to spend a lot of time drawing, NXL rings and belts, and you'll see all the stuff he did. You can even see on the beer, the ones that are drinking beer, it has the 24th anniversary adrenaline logo on the mug. So it's pretty cool. He's did a great job, and all the guns look just like the guns. So if you look at the regiment, it looks just like a regiment. So that turned out really good. Like the Hunger Games, you can just look at it right away. And then I spent a long time theming them. So like the Mau Mau has like a whale theme and so on and so forth. So you'll notice the theme right when it comes out. Um, so let's just see here. How many nebula regs? I don't know. I mean, they're going to go pretty quick, I would think. But I did I didn't have it. I don't have hundreds of extra regs. But like when someone would order, um, you know, two of this, I would feel bad saying, "Hey, run one Carnage." Well, he's got to pull out all the dies and everything and just run one Carnage. I was like, "Don't do that. Just run three." I'll sell. I'm sure I can sell a Carnage reg. So we kind of did that. So I usually most of his pattern. Now, some people ordered crazy specific custom regs, and I didn't. I mean, it was just a one-off thing. It is what it is. But a lot of them, especially if it's a pattern we did in bulk, um, we did multiples of. So on the flaming skulls, they so what we do basically what we do we have three packages now. We have the subscribers; they're going to get early access to everything, including the next gen gun. The only thing they're not going to get right now is this Hades because we're just doing an NFT release. But I gave them the Neptune. The flaming skulls is probably going to keep going forward like it has in the past. Is that you're going to get access to exclusive patterns such as the ones you can flip for profit, which is like the prisms and the thunderstrucks, things of those things like that. So you got, the you can make the money on a prism almost right off the bat to pay for what it takes to even be a flaming skull. So I think that alone, but they get other things too, obviously for being a flaming skull. But the main thing is for that group, you get access to certain things, and who knows what we'll do next generation. But say we do a thunderstruck and this or that or whatever, that is usually we limited those usually to flaming skull members. So, oh, that's cool. So the puzzle one, I know who this is then, so I'm excited for you to get it. I've seen pictures. I don't know if you've seen pictures yet, but he worked on it for a long, long, long time, and he's never ever doing it again. So hopefully people don't want to imitate it. I'm a big supporter of autism. I've done a lot of walks and things like that. So we proud to support the autism community, and this gun is really cool. I've seen it, and I'm excited to show it off. Um, there are flaming skulls that don't flip, and that's what I like. That I don't want anyone to flip our stuff. I don't. That's not what I make an ID card, and things. It's just a waste of my time and plastic if that's what you're doing. So, we appreciate that people keep a hold of these. Our drilling angels. Some of those are selling, for almost what we sold them for 22 years ago. Our shockers are holding pretty good value right now compared to having an amp and lux out. Our luxes are still way above. Everybody's complaining the price is going down. Well, they're $1,000 more what I ever got out of them. So, the prices are good. I'm hoping people don't just buy them to flip. The next generation guns we do, when you have early access through subscribers and things like that, it will be limited to like one gun, so that the general public can at least have a shot at it. And if we have more subscribers than we have guns, that's something we'll have to address. I don't think that'll be the case, We run around right now. We have about 100 subscribers, which is crazy to me. The last box is absolutely loaded with luggage and all kinds of cool stuff in it. The box before that was like $80 in value, but I think a lot of people will probably try to subscribe when we come out with the next gen. But just know that you can't subscribe right before we release. There's a 1 quarter, I think it's 1 quarter waiting period, because I think everybody will just try to get in and get one to flip. Um, for the people that do flip and re-anodize, these certificates will really help because it'll let people know who the owners are, if it's been re-anodized, what the serial number is. I get that calls all the time, like, "Hey, this." I'll get a picture like, "This nebula doesn't have a serial number on it. What is it?" Well, I don't know. They've never left here without one ever. So, in that situation, if you had at least the QR code or the certificate on the account or the printed certificate, you could track it down and see the entire history and who it belongs to and so on and so forth. We're still missing serial number 360, I think is what it is, that nebula. So we're hoping we see it at Cup. And if you see somebody getting tackled by myself and Daryl Trent from DLX and various people, that's probably what that is. We're still looking for that nebula, so keep your eye out. I posted what serial number it was. I think that's what it is. But we worked together with DLX, and we were going to make 449 units, and we pulled all the parts we had that we are going to hold on to and melt and made another one for the guy that got it stolen from him. So that's why Hades is 450. So we were excited to work with DLX to get that guy back into a new serial number 449. And we didn't give him his old number because we don't want him getting tackled at World Cup or wherever. So the NFTs will be going live here in just a little bit. I got to finish adding the rest of them. And then we will be adding probably the Hades to the site, and it will be locked to a certain time, but the regulators will be locked and ready to go. Those are on the way. So that's about it. I just want to show. I think since we're just all here chatting, that we have, we do a design. I'm not knocking other people, but I just know how they'll make one design, they'll just run with it. We'll make probably 10, and I've never showed any of the designs before that we've not made. I have so many that we didn't do in the Lux. Some of them I may want to do, so I don't want to share. But like for instance, this is one that we didn't use, and I mean I think the Trimid is way better than this, but it still looks pretty cool. But I have a lot of these patterns. I'm hesitant to release them because certain companies will just start making guns out of them. I think because we put a lot of effort into them. But some of we may do a couple more of these. Things that didn't make the cut, kind of like the mid rise and things like that. And by the way, if you've seen these before, you may know that the X-ray dude is Sean Barlow. We worked with him on these. We have a new machine that can do a lot of cool things. One of them is print cool posters, and in the future we're going to probably try to print a big poster of this and maybe include it in the box, subscription box, and things like that. We got a lot of new stuff in the works. I got a new machine that I talked about a long time ago. I can't wait to show it off. It's a MOPA laser with a 3D head, and it's 70 watt. It's pretty crazy. So we've talked before about how I can print anodizing now. The last thing we couldn't do, I'm not giving away too much stuff what we're doing next generation, but we're more in the R&D of the technical stuff. So I'll tell you, like, one of the things we're going to be able to do next gen with this laser is to carve and engrave an area of the gun. So where we're doing our own anodizing in house, I could do a collar, engrave it, and do another collar. And the engraving is not like a laser engraving like you're used to, but you've seen some guns in the past that have relief, like two levels, so we can put patterns onto the gun with contrast anodizing. It's just getting crazy, some of the stuff we're doing, but that is a big investment machine for us. It's a 70 watt MOPA laser with a 3D head, so it can do all around the gun. It can do a lot of things. It can laser on stainless and collar and a lot of crazy stuff. So we're excited, and it can actually laser on anodizing in black, which is pretty rare. So if you've seen laser marking, that's what we normally call laser marking. It's always white, but this machine can do it in black as well, which is pretty cool. So lots of new toys. We're really investing in the new facility. Our anodizing stuff is pretty. I'll actually probably do a walkthrough once we get all set up just to show off. We're really proud of it. We did it kind of like the adrenaline over the top way, which the people at DLX, we always joke about how over the top we do stuff. But that's kind of how we're doing the facility and the machines and equipment. But we'll literally be able to go standardize, which if you've seen those before, you can do a pattern deep into the gun and anodize over it, and it just shows ghosting. Ryan Moorhead, I think, had a couple of those. Sam Monbell had have one that they done. We can do white and black on the CO2 lasering, which I'm excited about the black as well. We can do, the relief, what's it called? Embossing or engraving. It's real. I call it real engraving, but it's when we're going to go into the gun, a couple mil with two-tone anodizing. We can print anodizing now, so you could actually just print your face on the side of the gun, which is not dye sub, which you've seen some of the others do, which it looks cool. Don't get me wrong, but there's some pluses and minuses with both ways. So it's going to be cool. It's a lot of work, and when we do a gun, it takes. I'm not going to apologize for how long it takes us. It is what it is. I mean, it. The reason our Angels sell for 1,400 for a Mountain Dew that I sold 22 years ago is because we've always done it this way. We're always going to do it this way, and I'm not going to apologize. That's why I made the joke about shipping in 2029. We're not going to ship in 2029. We're anodizing ourselves to eliminate really our biggest bottleneck, but after we finished R&D at least and gone to production. But keep in mind that even if we could do 15 a week, it's still going to take a bit. If we get up to 20 a week, it's still going to take a bit. So, but we're excited about that. That's very early on the stage. We're not going to talk about any of this stuff, and it's super crazy hush hush. But some of the stuff, if anybody's complained about this or that, or I wish a gun had this or that, we've listened, and we're excited about maybe a year or so from now when we'll be releasing, maybe World Cup next year, maybe not. I don't know. We'll have some sort of new platform, and we're excited that there's always delays. It seems like, so maybe not, but again, I'm not going to apologize because when it releases, it's going to be the best thing I think on the planet, especially when you tie it in with some of the other stuff. So anyway, stay tuned for the SAS story. That'll be soon, probably after World Cup. Let's see. Some of these, I'm just trying to see if anybody else has got any questions or anything like that. I'm here. This is the one time I'll ask questions because of the past shows. People like, "Where's my gun?" We shipped them all, so actually, I'm like, not as nervous to take questions for people. So anyway, check out some of these NFTs again. The design series is $249. You get the same swag. You get access to a different reg. It's a Chrome reg, but these are there's a very limited, maybe 10 or 12 total. Everything's one of one. The Scully series, each gun, like let's say Nebula or whatever, there's maybe like 20 or something like that. They're all different. So there's some in airball, some in hyperball, some in World War II, some in naked bones, so on and so forth. Everyone is different, and everyone is one of one. So for the people that are into NFTs, I'll make a list of the traits, and so you can know what's rare. For instance, the belt with the ring is rare, or whatever. So and once they go on OpenSea fully minted, it'll actually track the rarity of all the traits and how rare a unit is. But this is just for art. It isn't just for investment. I don't think you'll be selling it for. Let's see. I wrote down CryptoPunk sold for 438,000, and they bought it for like 1,000. This I wish it could go like that, but it's not going to. I don't think it could go up. We're not making more Scully series. We'll have a few more design series, like as we make a next gen. Say we make some dye gun, which I don't know if we will, but if we did, it would be some sketches of that, a cat of that, and there would be a few more of the design series. The Scully series is done, and it's ran its run. So who knows? It could go up, but the main thing for the value of that is access to certain things. Some things are free, like the shirts and the swag with your Scully on it, because we have a new shirt making machine. We got some equipment, and then the other thing is access to like the next gen. We may say, hey, if you own a Joker then NFT, then you can buy this particular modified Joker that we're making 2 of, or something like that. And if there's 10 of them, then then they'll have to bid for it, or not bid for it, but just race for it, I guess, at checkout. Um, that's about it I have. Hope everybody's having a good Friday night. If anybody has any more questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Um, I think that's about it. I can't see as far these days. I think it's all the damn lasering I'm doing. So it's literally, I need to get some protective lens, especially messing with this 70-watt MOPA. Okay, so we did have a question. Where's my reg? I did. I don't know what all is in the full list, so I think I've moved most of the build that's at Powerhouse to the build stage on your status of your online account. So if it says it's in anodizing or so basically they're all in anodizing. So if it says it's in pre-anodizing, don't think it's not. They are all of them are in anodizing, and Marcus is flying through them for the ones that he has. I know Tyler's finishing up his this week. Rob from Blizzard has already finished all his. So he's wrapping them up. Marcus is actually having a baby. So hopefully next week, I think. So congrats to him. So he'll have some setbacks, but he's trying to get everything done. Like I said, he shipped at least 100 already. So I fly out Wednesday at World Cup. I will have these gold regs, 24 karat ones. They're just plated. They're not solid. So don't like steal them from the Powerhouse booth and like run around, take off with them. But again, so pre-order weight, it's really in the anodizing stage. I just haven't updated it yet because I updated all the ones that were into assembly. So if it says pre-order weight, you're probably not at Powerhouse, but there's like 15 that he got in and made the box. And I don't know what it is. And I talked to him today and I'm not even sure what those are. Polished black. If you got a polished black, those got thrown in the box at the end. I did make, I think, 5 extra polished black to sell. Those will be coming in. So we'll have some that again are just unsold and we'll lots of color variety. So I'm excited about that. The black chrome and the chrome will not be for sale other than, through the token gating. And the 24 karat gold will not be sold to anyone. They'll only go to a few of the signature series athletes. And then, like I said, Patrick, I'm hooking him up to get one because he's got a closet full of adrenaline. So we know who the people are that support us. I recognize your all's names. We keep track, trust me. We try to help you out when we can. So anything else, last few seconds, I'll answer. Otherwise, look forward to seeing some of you guys next week at Cup. We'll be there on the mounds field most of the time. We struggle on mounds. So last year we got 45 games in the mounds. It really helped. And this year we're playing mounds 5, 7, 10, and hopefully 7-man Champions Cup on the mounds or whatever it's called. But I will be at the DLX booth a lot. I'll be over at the Powerhouse booth some with the gold regs. So I hope to see you around, come up and say hi, and definitely check out, the regs. If you have a Baba Yaga and you want serial number 1 of the reg, my reg, it's got 3 events on it, and I'll be using for World Cup. World Cup is the 3rd event actually, and I'll be selling that, at a deal. So if you're looking for one to match your unit, because I'm switching to the gold after Cup. That's about it. So hope to see you guys soon at Cup, and then right after Cup, shortly thereafter is the plan. I'll work on the SAS stuff. That's something we're excited about. And it's complicated. It's some science and stuff, and it's the real deal. So anyway, look forward to seeing you guys next week. And yes, if you run into me, I'll be around. I'm not walking on the field. I like talking to people, especially now all the guns are shipped. I had events. Sometimes if we're way behind, I'll hide from people because they'll just ask where my gun is. So now I'm willing to chat. So hit me up if you see me. And for the rest of you guys, I will. I hope to have another video shortly after Cup, and we'll really dive into this SAS stuff. And it's been complicated with the problems we've had. I'll probably never make them ever again. Once we debut it, if you want it, you probably better scoop it up. All right. So sounds good. I will catch you guys either at Cup or shortly after on the next show. See you.